flipping through the newspapers, switching through multiple news channels, exploring different websites and online mediums for relevant news? Keeping up to date with important news is not only time-consuming but also requires meticulous upkeep of notes for thorough revision. With a limited period in hand and abundant resources to study from, do not let current affairs come in the way of your prelims success. Join the PT 365 program by Vision IAS and advance in your preparation for current affairs. Starting on 9th January at 5 p.m., this 20-day course offers comprehensive coverage of 1 year of current affairs in 60 hours. Join for improved knowledge with complete coverage of The Hindu, Indian Express, PIB, Economic Times, Yojana, Economic Survey, etc. Doubt-clearing sessions and mentoring for thorough knowledge. Access to Sandhan personalized test with 25,000 plus questions. Access to live and online classes for flexibility in timing. It's time to devote your energy to smart learning and not running. Enroll today and excel in UPSC prelims with a strong command of current affairs.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. $92 trillion worth white hydrogen deposit discovered in Moselle region of France. Prime Minister of New Zealand pays an official visit to India. Free trade agreements provide resilience to India despite global tariff challenges, says SBI report. $1 billion boost for creator economy through public-private partnership. Arunachal Pradesh releases State Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan, a people's plan. Scientists confirm meteorite fall in a village in Bid, Maharashtra. In our first news for the day, a massive white hydrogen deposit worth $92 trillion has been discovered in the Moselle region of France. This 46 million tons reserve is being considered as a game-changing moment in the clean energy sector. Let's dive into what makes this discovery so significant. First, what exactly is white hydrogen? Well, it is a naturally occurring form of hydrogen generated by continuous geochemical reactions deep within hard rock, much like oil and gas. But unlike hydrocarbons, white hydrogen molecules are smaller and lighter, making them more likely to escape cap rocks. It's worth noting that the white hydrogen industry is still in its early stages, with only a few pioneering innovators exploring its potential. Yet, this discovery could fast-track the sector's development. So, what are the advantages of white hydrogen? First, it's naturally occurring. Unlike other types of hydrogen, it doesn't require energy-intensive industrial production. Next, it's environmentally superior. White hydrogen emits no carbon, positioning it as a clean, sustainable fuel source. And then, it's cost-effective. Since it doesn't rely on inefficient energy conversion or complex manufacturing processes, white hydrogen can be produced at scale from reservoirs located near end-user markets, keeping transportation and production costs low. There's even a commercial bonus. White hydrogen is often found alongside helium, a valuable resource in its own right. This coexistence could offer an added economic incentive for exploration and production. But how does white hydrogen compare to other types of hydrogen? Let's take a quick look at the hydrogen spectrum. First, we have green hydrogen, produced using clean electricity from surplus renewables like solar or wind power. It's clean, but the production process remains expensive. Then there's blue hydrogen, made from natural gas through steam reforming. It's labeled low-carbon hydrogen because the steam reforming process releases some greenhouse gases. Grey hydrogen is the most common type, also made from natural gas or methane via steam methane reformation. But it doesn't capture any greenhouse gases, making it less eco-friendly. Moving to black and brown hydrogen. These forms are produced from fossil fuels using gasification, but they're environmentally harmful due to high carbon emissions. Lastly, pink hydrogen, generated through electrolysis powered by nuclear energy. Also known as purple or red hydrogen, it's gaining traction as a potential energy storage solution. With this groundbreaking discovery of white hydrogen in France, the clean energy landscape might just be on the verge of a major transformation, one that is greener, cheaper, and more sustainable. In a significant diplomatic development, the Prime Minister of New Zealand recently concluded an official visit to India. Both nations reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening bilateral ties and expanding cooperation across various sectors, including trade and defense. Let's dive into the key outcomes of this important visit. First on the list, the launch of negotiations for a free trade agreement or FTA. This move aims to create a mutually beneficial trade framework while pushing for early implementation of cooperation in the digital payments sector. Next, both countries agreed to kickstart negotiations on mobility arrangements for professionals and skilled workers. The goal is to enhance engagement in sectors like innovation as well as new and emerging technologies. In a significant strategic move, New Zealand has also joined two key initiatives led by India: the Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative or IPOI and the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure or CDRI. IPOI, launched by India during the 14th East Asia Summit or EAS in 2019, is aimed at regional cooperation and focuses on safety, security and stability of maritime domain. Meanwhile, CDRI, launched at the United Nations Climate Action Summit, also in 2019, promotes the resilience of both new and existing infrastructure systems against climate and disaster risks. Adding to the momentum, a series of bilateral agreements were also signed. These cover a wide range of sectors including defense, an authorized economic operator, mutual recognition agreement or AEO-MRA, and cooperation in forestry, education, sports and horticulture, reflecting the diverse nature of this evolving partnership. Let's now take a closer look at the broader India-New Zealand relationship. Bilateral trade between the two countries stood at $1.75 billion in 2023-24, with India enjoying a small trade surplus of $0.07 billion. Key imports from New Zealand include wool, iron and steel, fruits, nuts and aluminium. Meanwhile, India exports pharmaceuticals, medications, mechanical machinery, pearls, precious stones and metals. Beyond trade, people-to-people and cultural ties continue to flourish. Around 8,000 Indian students are pursuing higher education in New Zealand, contributing to strong educational connections. And let's not forget the close sporting links. Cricket, hockey, and even mountaineering remain popular bridges between the two nations. On the defense front, cooperation is steadily growing. This includes high-level visits like that of the Chief of Naval Staff, regular port calls, and the newly established Customs Cooperative Arrangement 2024, a key initiative aimed at tackling transnational organized crime. In conclusion, this visit has set the stage for deeper collaboration, with both nations looking to the future, united in their pursuit of shared prosperity, innovation, and global stability. Now let's talk about a key economic development. A recent SBI report highlights how free trade agreements or FTAs are helping India stay resilient despite global tariff challenges. Report highlights that India's trade strategy of forging FTA would boost bilateral trade and create new opportunities in digital trade. But what are FTAs? FTAs are agreements between two or more countries or trading blocs that agree to reduce or remove customs tariffs and non-tariff barriers on substantial trade between them. It covers trade in goods like agricultural or industrial products, or trade in services like banking, construction, trading, etc. And also areas like intellectual property rights or IPs. Moving on to the benefits. FTAs provide easier foreign market access by eliminating tariff and non-tariff barriers, allowing Indian businesses to expand globally with fewer restrictions. This also creates a significant boost for small and medium enterprises or SMEs, as tariff concessions open up new opportunities for their products to reach international markets. Beyond that, FTAs address behind-the-border barriers impeding trade, encourage investment, improve the rules affecting e-commerce, and promote regional integration. When it comes to India's approach to FTAs, the country has made notable progress. In the last 5 years, India has signed 13 FTAs with key partners such as Mauritius, the UAE, and Australia. According to the SBI report, these agreements are designed to drive export-led domestic manufacturing and create new economic opportunities. Prominent examples include the India-ASEAN Trade in Goods Agreement and the South Asia Free Trade Agreement. Looking ahead, India is not slowing down. Negotiations are already underway for FTAs with the UK, Canada, and the European Union. The report also highlights other critical economic indicators. Foreign institutional investors, or FII, inflows reached an impressive $41 billion during FY24, the highest since FY16. Simultaneously, India's export basket continues to diversify, with a focus on value-added products, exploration of algorithms, and adoption of new supply chain algorithms. The hierarchy of trade agreements can be visualized as a series of expanding circles, each representing a deeper level of economic integration. At the outermost level is the Economic Union, which represents the deepest integration, characterized by shared institutions. Moving inward, the Customs Union eliminates internal tariffs while maintaining a common external tariff for non-members. One step further is the Common Market, which not only removes tariffs but also allows the free movement of labor and capital across borders. Next is the Free Trade Agreement, or FTA, where member countries agree to reduce tariffs on most goods, promoting easier access to each other's markets. At the core of this hierarchy lies the Preferential Trade Agreement, or PTA, the most basic form of trade agreement, where countries agree to provide reduced tariffs on specific goods, fostering initial trade cooperation without comprehensive market integration. In summary, FTAs are proving to be a powerful tool for India, creating new trade opportunities, empowering SMEs, attracting investments, and diversifying exports. This strategic approach is positioning India to navigate global trade challenges with resilience and confidence. In a major push to empower digital content creators, the central government has announced a massive $1 billion fund through a public-private partnership. Let's break it down. This fund aims to help creators enhance their skills, upgrade production quality, and even expand into global markets. And there's more. A portion of the funds will go toward establishing the Indian Institute of Creative Technology, or IICT, designed to foster expertise in creative and digital technologies. But what exactly is the creator economy? Well, it's a rapidly growing sector that includes a diverse range of creators, from artists, educators, and gaming streamers to video creators, podcasters, and others, all monetizing their content on digital platforms like YouTube and Instagram. Globally, this space is booming. The creator economy, valued at $250 billion in 2023, is projected to nearly double to $480 billion by 2027. Interestingly, it's part of an emerging field within the larger orange economy, also known as the creative economy, a sector that covers everything from advertising and architecture to music and movie production. So, why is this creator economy crucial for India? First, let's talk numbers. It's a powerful contributor to GDP. For instance, YouTube's ecosystem alone added over 10,000 crore rupees to India's GDP in 2022. Meanwhile, the broader orange economy was valued at $30 billion in 2024, contributing nearly 2.5% to India's GDP, a remarkable feat. Next, employment generation. Millions of creators, influencers, and knowledge professionals earn their livelihoods through brand collaborations, sponsored content, and even merchandise sales. Beyond economies, there's also the matter of soft power. Indian content, whether it's music, dance, or educational material, has gained international appeal, enhancing India's soft power and bringing in foreign revenue. But like any growing sector, the creator economy in India faces its share of challenges. First up, digital infrastructure gaps. Uneven internet access, the slow rollout of BharatNet, high data and device costs, and low digital literacy continue to hold back creators, especially in rural regions. Then, there are policy and regulatory hurdles, unclear taxation policies, complex privacy law compliance, weak copyright enforcement, and unpredictable platform policy shifts create an environment of uncertainty for creators trying to grow. And let's not forget financial constraints. Many creators face limited ad revenue, high international platform fees, and a lack of access to capital, all of which restrict financial stability and growth. So, with this $1 billion initiative, there's hope for a brighter, more sustainable future for India's creator economy. A future that not only supports our creators, but helps them take their talent to the global stage. Ahead, we delve into an important development from Arunachal Pradesh, the release of its State Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan, or SBSAP, a true people's plan. Let's start with what makes this plan special. It's the first ever SBSAP to integrate district-level action plans, aligning seamlessly with the National Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan, or NBSAP, and the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, or KMGBF. Speaking of Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity, this global framework, adopted during COP15 under the Convention on Biological Diversity, or CBD, outlines 23 action-driven global targets, all set to be achieved by 2030. So, what role do state governments play in Biodiversity Convention? Let's break it down. First, they act as natural mainstreamers, bridging global diversity goals with local context, ensuring actions are tailored to the region's unique environmental landscape. Next, their local knowledge and experience are invaluable. Lessons learned on the ground don't stay there. They are shared upwards, contributing to more informed, higher-level decision-making. Moreover, states understand ground realities better than anyone. They are uniquely positioned to identify regional constraints and push for systemic changes where they are needed the most. And finally, let's not forget robust monitoring and reporting, an essential function that local governments can carry out more efficiently and accurately. But what supports this growing involvement of states? Let's explore the initiatives driving their participation. On the global front, we have the Plan of Action on Subnational Governments, Cities and Other Local Authorities for Biodiversity, part of the CBD from 2021 to 2030. Adding to that, the International Union for Conservation of Nature, or IUCN, has introduced a new category in its membership, specifically recognizing local governments, a significant step toward empowering regional authorities. Now, let's bring it home to India. The country's updated NBSAP for 2024-2030 establishes a three-tier institutional structure. It involves the National Biodiversity Authority at the top, followed by state biodiversity boards, and finally, local biodiversity management committees, ensuring a well-connected, multi-level governance system. This structure is in line with Article 6 of the CBD, which mandates every party to prepare NBSAPs. Let's look at some case studies as well. In Arunachal Pradesh's own Pakke Tiger Reserve, the Hornbill Nest Adoption Initiative stands out, a shining example of community-driven conservation. And beyond India, Biodiversity Strategy 2020 of Aichi, Japan focused on creation of ecological network. So, Arunachal Pradesh's move to release this people-centric biodiversity plan is not just timely, it's a bold, forward-thinking step towards safeguarding our natural world, one region at a time. Now, let's turn our attention to an exciting scientific event. A meteorite fall has been confirmed in a village in Bid, Maharashtra. Let's explore what this means and why it's significant. First, what exactly is a meteorite? When a meteoroid, a space rock, survives its fiery journey through the Earth's atmosphere and lands on the ground, it's called a meteorite. But to fully understand this, let's break down the difference between meteoroids, meteors, and meteorites. Meteoroids are essentially space rocks, usually fragments of larger celestial bodies like planets, asteroids, or comets that have broken off. They are made of rocky or metallic materials and are smaller than asteroids, containing less water and ice than comets. When a meteoroid enters Earth's atmosphere, it transforms into what we call a meteor. Traveling at high speeds, it burns up due to atmospheric pressure, creating a bright streak across the sky, earning the nickname shooting star. Sometimes we witness a meteor shower, a celestial event where several meteors blaze through the atmosphere in a short period. Now, when a meteoroid withstands this intense journey and successfully reaches the ground, it becomes a meteorite. These can be classified into three types: stony, iron, and stony iron meteoroids. They are often recognizable by the dark, burned exterior and rough, smooth, or thumbprint-like surfaces due to thermal ablation. On impact with the surface, meteorites can even create impact craters. A famous example is Lona Lake in Maharashtra. It's important to note that over 50,000 meteorites have been found on Earth. Remarkably, around 99.8% of these are believed to have originated from asteroids, according to NASA. In India, the Geological Survey of India, or GSI, is the official custodian of all meteorite falls and finds, ensuring they are preserved for scientific research. But why does studying meteorites matter? These space rocks hold vital clues about the past, preserving records of our solar system's history. They offer insights into geochemistry and mineral composition of the planets and solar system, helping scientists understand the evolution of terrestrial planets, including Earth, and even investigate the origin and evolution of the life itself. Globally, efforts are ongoing to study meteors and meteorites. NASA's All-Sky Fireball Network, for example, is a network of cameras to observe meteors in the sky brighter than Venus, which are called fireballs. Meanwhile, Canada's CMOR, or Canadian Meteor Orbit Radar, detects meteoroid speed, direction, and location, providing valuable data on these celestial visitors. In today's Place in News, we turn our focus to Yemen with its capital Sanaa. Recently, the United States carried out new airstrikes on Houthis in Yemen. Now, let's look at some key facts about the country. Strategically located at the southwestern tip of the Arabian Peninsula in Middle East, Yemen shares land borders with Saudi Arabia to the north and Oman to the east. Its maritime boundaries extend along the Red Sea to the west, the Gulf of Aden to the south, and the Arabian Sea to the southeast, positioning it on the vital Bab el-Mandeb Strait, a crucial link between the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden, which is an important shipping route. Additionally, Yemen's Socotra archipelago lies in the Indian Ocean, further enhancing its geographical significance. Geographically, the country experiences diverse climates, from hot, humid conditions along the west coast to temperate weather in the western mountains influenced by seasonal monsoons, while the eastern region remains an arid, harsh desert, part of the Rub al-Khali Desert. Yemen is also rich in natural resources, including petroleum, fish, rock salt, and marble, contributing to its economic potential despite ongoing challenges. As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister highlighted the role of online assurances monitoring system in managing government assurances. Implemented by the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, it is a digital platform for ensuring that assurances made by ministers in Parliament are systematically tracked, monitored, and fulfilled. Supreme Court has issued a notice to central government regarding a PIL filed for neutral process to appoint Comptroller and Auditor General, or CAG. Article 148 to 151 of Indian Constitution deals with CAG. Appointment is done by President by warrant under his hand and seal. Bureau of Indian Standards, or BIS, cracks down on e-commerce platforms selling unsafe, non-certified products. Headquartered in New Delhi, it is a national standard body of India established under the BIS Act of 2016. The purpose is harmonious development of the activities of standardization, marking and quality certification of goods. ISRO and Semiconductor Laboratory, or SCL, of Chandigarh have developed 32-bit microprocessors, Vikram 3201 and Kalpana 3201, for space applications. Vikram 3201 is the first fully make-in-India 32-bit microprocessor for use in the harsh environmental conditions of launch vehicles. 4 new sites have been added to the IUCN Green List. These include Sharan Natural Reserve and King Abdulaziz Royal Nature Reserve of Saudi Arabia, Aqaba Marine Reserve of Jordan, and Sir Bonaire Protected Area from UAE. IUCN Green List is the global program of certification. Recently, first photographic record of carousel was shared from Rajasthan's Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve. Carousel is native to many countries across Africa, Middle East, Central Asia, and South Asia, including India. It is a primarily nocturnal cat species known for its distinct and pointy ears, which give the animal its name. The Minister of Finance launched a dedicated mobile app for the Prime Minister's internship scheme. Launched in 2024 by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, the objective of this scheme is to provide internship opportunities to 1 crore youth aged 21 to 24 in India's top 500 companies over 5 years. As per the Union Home Minister, over 80% of 2020 Bodo Peace Accord conditions have been implemented. The accord was signed between the Centre, Assam Government and Bodo groups, giving greater autonomy to Bodoland Territorial Region or BTR. Bodo tribe is the largest ethno-linguistic group in Assam and is concentrated mainly in the BTR. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solutions to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description below.